how do you deal with someone, that's new to drag, kind of looks at you in a funny way, and I'm not quite sure about what's going to come out of your mouth? How do you deal with that, Buckwheat?
I guess in terms of after years of doing the circuit and working in rugby clubs, pubs, you learn to handle yourself, really. You need to find a connection on whatever level. And if all else fails, I've never lost an arm wrestle yet. So there's always a big mouth, he wants to make a noise in a scene. I'll challenge him to an arm wrestle, and then they're quite quiet after that. Yourself, Tess, how have you found life dressing up?
I kind of find people with a lot of prejudices are just a little bit ignorant about what drag is. So I kind of like to sit down and first break the ice with them, have a joke, tease them, and then kind of just chat to them and be yourself, because it kind of breaks down a lot of barriers. They probably expect a lot more than what you can offer, rudeness or, I don't know, something over the top, but or stripping them, or showing them how to tuck, one or the other. But I find that if you just actually approach people who are a bit wary and talk to them, you'll win them over 5 or 10 minutes later. And a lot of girls actually feel a lot intimidated by drag, and I guess it's when you bring your partner in and, all the drag queens are eyeballing your spunky partner. To break the ice, I always go to the girls first, just to let them know we're just having fun. So we don't intend to pick up their boyfriend and take them home, unless they're willing to, but that's another story. So that's kind of the only prejudices and hurdles I've faced. Other than that, everyone is quite open to seeing us perform and have fun with it. And they enjoy, I think it's when you see the smile on everyone's faces and they're laughing at us that you know you've done something. So yeah, I don't think it's been too bad for us. Opened a lot of doors.
We live in different times, don't we? I remember we used to get ready in the back rooms over 25 years ago. I would get ready in the back room of a nightclub, come out looking very spooky, and you'd get changed before you went home. There's no way I'd ever be seen out like this. On the odd occasion that I did, you could guarantee if I was driving along and I passed a police car, it would do a U-turn and the sirens would come on and the lights would come on. And, I'd be pulled over and they'd be saying, "Good evening, sir." Good morning, sir, as the case may have been. And I was fine. I was never drunk when I was driving, despite the way that I looked. But now it's different, Last Christmas I got pulled over at a breath testing station, and I wound the window down, and the policeman said, "How are you, Buckwheat?" So I realised, how times
That's
have
happened
changed.
a few times.
And I guess that was largely due to the Australian movie Priscilla that brought the sort of thing that we do into the mainstream. And that was sort of almost 20 years ago. So I guess we've got a lot to be thankful for. We can go anywhere like this, although it's a bit hard going like this to count down on a Saturday afternoon to do your supermarket shopping. But, there have been times where I've had a ladder in my hose and I've needed to stop off for a supply. And I've gone in. As you can see, we were hoping that we could get ready from scratch earlier on, but because we had limited time, we thought we would just use the time wisely and just finish off ourselves. It normally takes around sort of an hour to get ready. We have eyebrows under these eyebrows. So there's a certain wax that we use to wax them completely out, and then we start again. We draw in the eyebrows, we draw in the sockets, we attach the eyelashes. The lips are exaggerated because in order to lip sync, we have to try to...
Exaggerate everything.
Everything. I'm this big. And so that's kind of where the over-the-top comes from. We need to be seen on stage because we rely a lot on our look. Often it's all about the jewellery and...
all the personality.
Yeah. So
a lot of people think we want to be women, which is a bit of a strange misconception because we enjoy trying to be as glamorous as ladies because, no one can ever really replicate a real woman. And we try to do it in a kind of a over-the-top way without disrespect, but we love being boys. At the end of the day, we love taking all of this off and being men and just just being ourselves, really. So this is kind of our mask of our other personality that we have. Hey, Bucky, can you help me with this?
Sure, what do you want?
Buckwheat and I have been friends for probably over, how long? Probably 20 years now?
No, longer than that, I guess. 33 years?
Yeah, and
33 years I've known you.
a lot of what we've gone through has been together. So he's been a very big part of my life as far as drag. And has been a journey about friendship, about developing, about sharing, and about just having the best time. I didn't think drag would open up so many opportunities for me, so many doors, so many experiences. I mean, people always ask about the money as well. Is the money good? The more money you make, the more you spend on big jewelry, big hair, flying to Bangkok every month. That's the good part about it. But it's all the memories and the good times and the parties and the boys and everything about it that is priceless to us. So we're probably going to do a show for you now. Would you like to see a show?
Would you like to see a show?
Welcome to Havana! How is everyone? Don't tell me, I think I know. Your life is going crazy and you don't know what to do. Your business, it went under and you're coming down with flu. Your son is going steady, but his girlfriend's name is Frank. Your daughter made the evening news by holding up a bank. But you don't cry, instead you fly, and when you get down here, all your worries disappear. Dear, welcome to Havana, have a drink, have a double. Welcome to Havana, makes my heart begin to pound. Ooh, my heart goes boom chicka boom, boom chicka boom, boom boom chicka 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 boom boom, boom chicka boom, boom chicka boom, boom boom chicka 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 boom boom, boom chicka boom, boom chicka boom, boom chicka boom chicka chicka boom boom. Sing with me, muchachos. Once more with feeling. Watch those bouncing melons. Y otra vez aquí. This step was given to me by Carmen Miranda. And boy, was she glad to be rid of him. The stories my eyes tell, watch me when I frown. You can't write that down, you know I'm right. It's there in black and white. When I look your way, you hear what I say. Yes, with one look I put words to shame. Just one look sets the screen aflame. Silent music starts to play. One tear in my eye makes the whole world cry. With one people in the dark, still out there in the dark. May I say a few words, Mr. DeMille? I can't tell you how wonderful it is to be back in the studio making a picture. I promise you, I'll never desert you again. This is my life. It always will be. There's nothing else. Just us and the cameras and all you wonderful people out there in the dark. And now, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. I'm staying for good. I'll be back where I was born to be. With one look, I'll be
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because he could not jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next year the cap went out and drafted a band. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. A root, a toot, a tootly attitude. He blows an A to the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar is playing with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. The boys asleep with Boogie every night and wakes them up the same way in the early bright. They clap their hands and he steps their feet, 'cause they know how he goes and some will get the beat. Whoa, whoa, he breaks it up when he plays reveille. The boogie woogie bugle boy is coming at me. A toot, a toot, a toot, toot, he blows his A to the bar. Can't blow a note of bass and guitars and whoa with him. And the company jumps and he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
When a man lays his cards on the table, trying to make a name, looking for a miracle, looking for something that he does not know, walking the streets and there's nowhere to go. When a man's got to fight to keep on dreaming, and the whole world seems like it's plotting and scheming, laying odds that he's gonna lose, he's gonna need the strength that comes from you. A woman's got the strength, a woman's got the power. Keep a man up, never let him down.